Good evening. First things first, I so appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here to learn more about this trip. And I'm just excited. So, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and I will make sure that I answer them by the end of this presentation. First things first, we are going to be doing a retreat. And it's not like any retreat you've ever been on, which is one thing that I want to make sure you understand completely. This is the Ohexperience Boudoir Retreat. And our theme for this retreat is spirituality and sensuality. And we are going to Cartagena, Colombia. I want you to meet your host, who is me. My name is Alicia Haskett. I am the creator of Soul Spaces for Black women to love their bodies as they are now, with a very strong emphasis on body autonomy and pleasure being your birthright just because you exist. I love to facilitate in person and virtual programming about radical self care, sexual wellness, and rest for Black women and femmes. I am the founder of the Coterie Noir, formerly Boudoir for Black Women, and we are an exclusive, inclusive educational community who wants to make sure that we are fundamentally changing how Black women's essence is being captured by the broader boudoir photography community. I am, of course, an introverted Virgo who loves to travel solo, and I'm the owner of Ohexperience Boudoir Photography in the great state of Maryland. And I also do travel worldwide for boudoir experiences as well. Here is some of my work so you know that I am legit. And now we're going to talk about Cartagena. Cartagena is a beautiful city, but let me show you some pictures. First thing that I am absolutely honored to be able to share with you all when we do this experience is the Afro Colombian culture. And I am excited that we will be able to immerse ourselves in this, especially with one of our excursions. The other thing I'm excited about is the good ass food, okay? I want to make sure that you get to taste the cuisine of what is Afro Colombian culture. And we're going to be able to do that not only in our villa, but also when we go out for our excursions, just out on the street if you have free time. The thriving art scene, which for me as an artist is something that I love to be able to see how other people interpret their work within their culture. And then, of course, the architecture, okay? But also, this is a very walkable city. So, wherever you need to go to restaurants, to get street food, to see art, you'll be able to do that just by stepping out of the villa and walking down the street. All right, sis. Now we're about to get into this villa, okay? This is what we're about to do. First things first, we have spaces for people who want to come with their good sistars, or if you want to get to know someone, because this is a retreat where you are tapping into what sisterhood truly looks like, you'll be able to do that. But also, if you're not quite there yet and you're like, you know what, I want to be by myself, we also have space for you to do that. We have an outdoor dining space, which is where we will be eating. You also have access to a private pool, which is where we will be shooting. And you have outdoor lounge area as well as a rooftop lounge area. Now let's talk about what's included. Housekeeping, 2 excursions, your boudoir experience with myself, 2 full days of workshops, all meals. We have a private chef, of course, and then one on one time with the workshop facilitators. Having that one on one time, I feel, is so very important to what you are doing within your journey of finding your spirituality as well as sensuality. So, not only are you able to meet together as a unit, as a community, but you'll be able to get that attention that you need specifically for whatever is bothering you or what you're having challenges with. So, you understand exactly how to face it head on. Now, we have 3 queen shared suites. So that means we have that space for 6 persons total. So you will be sharing a queen space with someone else. You can see that on the beds right there. And then we also have 3 king suites, which are 3 of them for single people. So 1 person per space. Now let's get into the workshops. This for me is super exciting. So, first up, we have Camilla Davis, who is one of my very favorite people in the world. She is a powerhouse, okay? She's a sexual freedom and intimacy coach. I took these pictures, by the way. Just want to tell you all that. A multi certified sex educator and sexologist. She is a licensed erotic blueprint coach. If you don't know what that is, please look it up. It is amazing. She is a somatic healer, Reiki master and teacher, and a Tantra practitioner. So anything that you want to know that taps into your sensuality and sexuality, she can get you to that point. And she's amazing because she is able to meet you exactly where you are. So you do not feel like someone is talking to you or at you. You know that she's working with you to make sure that your needs are being met. And her business is Flavors of Pleasure. Next, we have my next favorite person, Coco Alexa. I have been working with Coco Alexa since 2018, okay? And she never steers me wrong. Every time I have a question, or if I don't have a question, she knows I have a question, and she gives me the answers that I need, which I am extremely thankful for. She is a medium with over 15 years of experience in guiding clients through difficult times within their relationships, building businesses, making sure that you know what your life's purpose is, the spiritual healing, and finding their soulmates. Like when we get here, I'm gonna tell you the story about how she told me who my soulmate was going to be, and sure enough, turned out to be that person. And her business is Conjured X Coco, Conjured by Coco. And by the way, that picture, the boudoir picture, I took that too. Now let's get into the good stuff. The boudoir experience. This boudoir experience is going to be next level because you get to have a boudoir experience in a location that is amazing, as you saw the villa. And that's just a tip of the iceberg with the villa. So, this experience will be 30 minutes. You'll have 5 high-end digital images that will be retouched, and you get to make the choice of what those images are going to be. You will also have access to a luxe robe or a limited lingerie options. And you see one of the luxe robes in these pictures to the right. One location in the villa. So you'll get to choose exactly where you want to take your pictures. It could be in your bedroom, it could be at the pool, it could be on the rooftop. You get to choose that space. And then if you decide that you want additional digitals or products, then you can definitely purchase those separately. But everything right here is included in the price of this retreat. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. We're going to talk about the investment. For the King Suite, so again, we only have 3 of those available. It's going to be $4,000 per person. For the shared Queen Suites, it's going to be $3,500 per person. And again, with the Queen Suites, you are sharing with another person. Now, I'm going to show you how that breaks down when you pay the non-refundable deposit of $500. So if you decide that you want to do the King Suite, if you pay that deposit of 500, then your monthly payments will be $291.66. If it comes to 10 months, it's going to be 350, 8 months, $437.50. If you decide to go with the shared suite and you pay $500 again for that non-refundable deposit, then for 12 months, the monthly payment is going to be $250. For 10 months, $300, and for 8 months, $375. Now, let's talk about this early bird special. If you decide that you're like, you know what, I'm going to get the King Suite and I'm going to pay the whole thing at one time, then you get an early bird discount of $500. So that means $500 will be taken off of your total. And this early bird special is going until June 18th, 2023. So let's talk about next steps. But before we get to next steps, I want to show you what this will look like. That's me guiding my model to pose. This is in Jamaica. And so you see me doing all the poses that I'm asking her to do. I'm never going to ask you to do anything that I would not do myself first. Now, the first step is you're going to fill out the application. Yes, there is an application. This retreat is a retreat where I want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable. That is always something that I strive for, not only in my business, but in my everyday life, is making sure that the people who I am around are comfortable with what is happening. So that application is going to ask you questions about sisterhood, ask you questions about how you've been traveling, and just overall ask you questions about yourself so we get to know who you are. And also, you get to understand once we meet up who everyone else is. So the application is first. Second, you're going to have approval for that application, and then you will receive access to a private client portal. Now, in that portal, which is step three, you will have access to a contract, and that contract just states exactly what is going to happen on the trip, and it'll go through all the information you need. So please, as I always say, when you get a contract, read it over. Then you also will have access to the invoice, and then monthly emails will be coming to you about the retreat because we want to get you excited. We want to make sure that each step of the way that you are excited for what is to come. And finally, we're going to get into the questions. So if you have any questions and they were already in the chat, I am getting to them now. If not, please make sure that you can unmute yourself and just ask away. Thank you so much for coming again. And I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to hear about this amazing retreat that is going to be happening in June of 2024.